Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Janice and I'm a Thermomix consultant. I'm making some mango chutney today for gifts for my friends and family for Christmas. It's going to go into a Christmas hamper. I've also got a few orders for mango chutney from some people around town. So I'm making a bit. I use the recipe of Cookie Do, but I have changed it so it's my recipe. So the cooking time's the same, the quantity of the fruit is the same, and the fruit, sugar, vinegar, your three things that you're trying to get the right proportions of are the same, but I've changed some of the ingredients. So I am in the middle of writing my recipe up on the recipe community. I should get that finished tonight, and I'll be able to share it I'll be able to link it when I share this recipe on YouTube. But anyway, in the meantime, I am just following along with the guided cooking because I know what changes I've made, and it just works better for me at the moment. Okay, so we go recently cooked mango chutney. So this is the fourth batch I've made today, and it's making it in the Thermomix has enabled me to go off and do other things. And I've just tipped into the big pot on the stove, and when I've finished this is the last batch, so when I finish them all, I'll bring them all up to the boil, and then I'll reheat it all up to boiling point, let it sit 10 minutes, and then I will put it into my sterilised bottles and put the lids on. Rightio, so I've just been giving the bowl a good scrape out between batches. I haven't been washing it. So now it says, I'll just say, they want us to put Szechuan peppercorns or black peppercorns and lemon zest. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, or that, and then I'm not doing that. So transfer into a bowl and set aside. So that was all that. I don't put that in. So next what we've got is, it says 2 garlic cloves and some ginger. And then we're going to chop that up. Hopefully the bowl has cooled down enough to let the chop work. Here, let me see. Yep, it should be just about there. Okay, let's go. I find that until the bowl has dropped below 60 degrees, it doesn't chop. So I've just got to let it sit a little bit longer to cool down to 60 degrees, so it will chop properly. I'll just scrape it down. I'll just scrape that down, but I'll give it another chop. Okay, that should work. Okay, 2 seconds. Speed up. And now scrape down the bowl. So when I'm making chutney and that, for the most part, I like to use fresh ginger and fresh garlic. But when I haven't got any, I also don't mind using the bottle stuff. See, and that's more than 80 grams, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just a bit of extra onion. Okay, now we're going to pop that in this bowl and set it aside, and we're going to do the rest of the ingredients. So now we're going to put the water and sugar in. I need 20 grams of water, just a little bit to start to warm the sugar up. Oops, another splish. And I'm using raw sugar, but I find brown sugar is really nice as well. Just gives it a bit of a richer flavour. Now it's 250 grams. Okay. And now we're going to pop the lid on. And because we're going over, what is it? 95, we're going to put the simmering basket on as well. Rightio, 5 minutes while that warms up, and I'll be back. Okay, so that is the sugar done. So now it says to add in the pepper, which I haven't done. So that's just the sugar and the water just warmed. And then it says to add the onion and garlic and ginger. Pop that back in. Okay. Now 700 grams of mangoes, flesh only. So what I've got here is, we're going to make up the fruit with, let's go back. 700 grams of mangoes. So we're going to make up the fruit with apple and mango. So we'll start off with 100 grams of apple. I don't know how much I've got here. Okay, that's 92 grams of apple. And then I'll make up the rest with this mango. So I've just got frozen mango. And any of this that we don't use here will go in the fridge and we will eat it as fruit. Okay. Okay, perfect. 120 grams of vinegar. Now I usually use malt vinegar, but I've got no malt vinegar, so today we're using just brown vinegar. You used to be able to get brown vinegar in 2 litre bottles, but I can only get it in a 1 litre bottle now. I'm not really sure what the story is. It's been like that for a while now. Teaspoon of salt. Now we've got my spices here, and it's half a teaspoon of turmeric, I've got an eighth of a teaspoon of chili powder. Half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. And half a teaspoon of ground cumin. That's that. Righto. Now it says 100 grams of raisins, so what I've got is some dates and some sultanas, and I'm going to make it up to 140 grams. I usually do like 70 grams of dates and 70 grams of sultanas, but I've used all, that's the last of my dates, so I'm just going to make it up to the 140 with sultanas. Okay. And I'm actually inclined to tip that many sultanas in there because it was only that many. Okay, now we're going to cook that. So, because I've been using frozen fruit and it's quite cold, what it does is that sugar, that hot sugar on the bottom, the frozen hardens it. So I find you've just got to, the blade won't turn because the sugar has gone hard and it's sort of stuck. So I find if you just give it a stir and just move the blades, then it's fine. Rightio. So now we're going to cook that for 45 minutes, 100 degrees on speed 1, and I find that is absolutely perfect amount of cooking for this. So I've got 45 minutes, so I'm going to clean up my mess and we'll be back. Okay, so this is our last batch, and it says to insert the measuring cup, and we're going to give it a bit of a blend. 10 seconds speed 4. To pour into sterilised jars and put the lid on immediately, and that is while it's still hot, so it will seal properly. I will show you. And that's going to go into this pot. Okay. So, this is our big pot of chutney. This is why I usually make my chutney on the stove, because this is, to get to this, it's 4 batches. But if you just want 2 or 3 bottles for yourself, I mean, this is perfect. And I really love being able to do it in the Thermomix today, because I have got so many other things that I'm trying to get done. I mean, I work full time, so Saturday and Sunday are my only days really to get things done. And we went out of town yesterday. It was my son's birthday, and so we went to Emerald, to a bigger shopping centre, and we just had a day in Emerald just for him, and we went out for lunch and went shopping and everything. So today was it, and so had lots of stuff to do. So being able to just do the 4 batches of mango chutney and pop it in this pot has been perfect. Anyway, so what I've got to do is I've got to bring this back up to the boil. I've got to sterilise my bottles, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the bottled chutney. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, so we've reheated this. The bottles have come out of the oven. I just heat them up to 100 degrees in the oven. They're quite warm. And then, so we brought this up to the boil and simmered it and then turned it off and let it sit for 10 minutes. And now we're going to put it in the bottles. So what I need is a glove, is a mitt. Sorry. What I need is a mitt, so that, because this is going to be quite hot when I put the lids on. Which I've only got 2 at the moment. I'll have to go and get the rest. That's okay. So I've put 15 bottles out here. I'm thinking this will probably be about 12 bottles, but I always like to sterilise a few extra. Okay, I know what happened there. See, you can see how gloppy this is. It's still quite hot, so this is going to thicken up beautifully. So using the funnel, I find, stops us from getting chutney on the edge of the jar, so I can pop the lid straight on without having to wipe the rim. So I just like it's a lug lid, so I'll just show you that. So we put it on while it's still hot and just hand tighten it. Now that will, as it cools, that will suck in and it'll seal. And then this will keep for years just in the pantry. So you've got to make sure when you do the recipe that you're using the right quantities of vinegar, sugar, fruit to get, so it preserves. Now, I don't exactly know what they are. I've got recipes that I've been making for years. And any recipes that I've made up, I have changed another recipe. I've changed the fruit. I've changed the type of sugar. I've changed, like, the dried fruit to get to where I am. I mean, I'm not... I don't know how to make up a jam recipe. I don't know what the correct quantities are, but I know you can Google it. So this mango chutney recipe started out, my Auntie Lillian gave it to me when I was quite young, and the only thing that I remember about the recipe that she gave me is it had 12 mangoes and 1 litre of malt vinegar. And other than that, this recipe has evolved over the years as I've found things that I like. So I ended up with, I actually had to sterilise a few more bottles because I ended up with 16 and a bit bottles. Now this here is, this mango chutney is perfect for Christmas lunch with your cold ham. It's delicious on a cheese platter. It is really yummy with cheese. When we were growing up, we always ate it on sandwiches with leftover cold roast. It's even nice with roast chicken. So, but anyway, I got 16 bottles plus nearly a full bottle for me for my fridge. Rightio, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up and pop over to my channel and subscribe, and I really hope I'll see you next time.